the second training module for Groceries to Good Health. Today we're going to continue to talk about the accounts and contacts, making sure that we all have the same baseline, and then tomorrow we'll tackle opportunities. So whenever you come into Salesforce, you'll probably still default on the app of HSC View, so that way you can still book your screenings. What you'll want to do is come up to the upper right-hand corner and select on the app G2GH for Groceries to Good Health. I know you guys in the beginning of the morning didn't have access to that, but I think we got that taken care of. And now you'll see that it automatically defaults to your dashboard. For Furman and for Colleen, this dashboard should be a default for you. Now for Kristen and Tom, you might have to click down the drop-down, scroll down to the folder. The bolds are the folder. All right, so underneath Retail Stores, click on Groceries to Good Health. And then, of course, you always want to refresh, but I just refreshed, so we should be okay. Now, what this tells you is this row right here will be developed as we continue on with these training modules. The first row is going to talk about what's happening this week, and then the second row down here is going to be talking about what happened last week. So this is the number of accounts and contacts that you completed a task for this week. So a completed task is, let's say, an email that has been sent, a call that has been logged. So, of course, you can always double-click on the report, and you can drill down a little bit more specific. So the date range, is this week, so you can see it's from 9/9 to 9/15. And if we take a look at the first one, you'll see it's Pyramid Foods. I'm going to right-click on that and open the link in a new tab just to show you where it's pulling from. Now, as I open this up, let's say Colleen has talked to the store 8 times in the last 48 hours. She's been talking to them, go back and forth, contracts, etc. So the report is only going to log that account one time. So it's not going to log that you had 8 different activities. It's going to tell us that you had or you worked how many accounts. All right, so I just want to show you as we scroll down, we added a description for you. It's underneath the additional information. And then we also put in here the number of potential events. So this will probably become more and more developed as we start to dig a little bit deeper into the postal zip codes. The postal zip codes are going to tie in a little bit later on, which ties into our territory management, which will be able to give us a lot of those potential event numbers. All right, let's scroll on down, and you'll see here is the contact, and it looks like underneath her activity history. Because it's in her activity history, right, it is logging that she did something on this account within this week. So it looks like she emailed out Janet Brooks this email. And what I'm going to do is I want to take a step back and make sure that we all are knowing how to send out the emails. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to open up a brand new tab, and I'm going to come into Accounts, right? And so I'm on the Account screen. Make sure I slow down a little bit. And Groceries to Good Health, so I'm going to click on Go. So however you're working your list view, which is underneath the first training module that we went over yesterday, I'm going to click on this SuperVal. That was the example that we used. Now, I do want to let you know that I did go back in and delete the information that we put into SuperVal. So as we open up SuperVal, I'm going to scroll down. Now, you can hover. So we have 4 accounts. We talked about that. I added myself for example purposes. And then we don't have any activities or activity history. Or you can scroll down and see those items as well. All right, so let's take a look and say I want to contact Christine, either by just sending her an email, or I left her a message, or whatever your sales approach is. So you can come into Activity, hover over it, and click on Send an Email, or you can always scroll down to the activity history and click on Send an Email. Just different way to browse and to navigate in the system. All right, so the email is going to pull up, and it automatically populates the email address. This email address, or this 2, must be within Salesforce. Now, this additional 2 in the CC does not have to be in Salesforce. So if you don't have that information, that email address in Salesforce, you can go ahead and put it in here. Now, click on Select a Template, and you're going to look in the folder that's called Groceries to Good Health. All right, it'll come up as your default if that's where you were last. And I'm going to send Ms. Christine here I'm going to select the letter version so that way it'll come through quicker. All right, so now I am sending this out. So I'm going to click on send. And now it has been logged. If you scroll down, you can see the email, save lives and help your customer earn a $25 gift card. It shows that the activity has been completed. So if I were to come back into my dashboard, all right, I'm going to open it up as a different tab as we start to bop around here a little bit. So I'm clicking on dashboards, and I'm refreshing the screen. You'll probably see now, I think SuperVal was Furman's account. You'll see now that Furman has touched 3 accounts. Look, here comes our email. I love it when it all comes together. And this will refresh here in just a second to show now that Furman has touched 3 accounts this week. I think that's all for today. Just wanted to recap. You're in the Groceries to Good Health. You're going into your dashboard and then making sure that you log a call or you log your activities, an email or anything of that nature within. I'm just pulling up a recent account. You want to make sure that you're logging and all the activity histories are being saved there, so that way we know how many times or how many calls it takes to actually get an opportunity. All right, just remember also that whenever you send out an email, you're going to come over, send an email, and it is going to pull up the email template, and you want to say select a template, and it's from the folder Groceries to Good Health. Tomorrow we'll go over transforming these prospecting and contacts and accounts over to opportunities so we can make more money, more money, more money. Until next time, may the force be with you. Salesforce, that is.